What's going on, guys? JB Lion back with another video, and as you saw from the clip of Tom and Jerry before, that is exactly how I felt about the game I just watched. I'm going to try and not go into this too negatively, but a very uninspiring game to watch. It was an absolute snooze fest. I was trying my hardest to stay awake to watch the game. That's how little action happened. And yes, I know what fans are going to say. Oh, it's because, you know, Pafos are a five at the back, they block low, and yeah, you can talk all the football analysis, all the football jargon you want, but the game was just ultimately uninspiring. Yes, we had good chances to score more than one goal, but the fact it ended 1-0 was an absolute miracle. Because like I said, I understand we had plenty of chances to score, but to, like, you know, for it to end 1-0, it just honestly was putting me to sleep. It was like, I don't know. It was like, I'm like I said, I'm trying to be as positive as I can, but this game really, really takes the biscuit. Against a team like Pafos, and this is no disrespect to them at all, because they are a very good side. They did what they had to do. The game, they just sat back and we were just constantly in attacking. And instead of penetrating and passing and being direct, it was pretty much like this. The whole game, from one wing to the other, from one wing to the other. And then we'd get a corner and we'd do the same thing. Ping it in, near post, hope somebody flicks on. And it just, it was just honestly the most uninspiring snooze fest football I've ever had to sit through. Obviously, I'm going to be positive because we got the win. But if we was against any other team than Pafos, we would have been found out so quickly, honestly. It was like, we just didn't, like, we created a few chances, but other than that, we just didn't do anything of significance. It was just the same stuff over and over again, giving the ball to Garnacho, giving the ball to Pedro, letting them run at people, then get tackled, then it was a corner. It's just honestly so painful to watch. Like, we're not playing any slick, attacking, good football. Like, I understand what people are saying. Yes, we're against a 5-back, and it's hard to play against a 5-back when they're dropping deep, and, you know, it's all, but, you know, there's no one making overlap in the runs. The only time I kind of woke up a bit was when Esteval come on the field, but that's Esteval all over. Whenever that guy's on the field, he always brings the energy, always brings, you know, the excitement. But other than when he was on the field, nothing happened. It was just completely and utterly boring to watch. I love Chelsea to the bottom of my heart more than anyone, but honestly, watching that game of football that I just sat through was the most boring and horrendous thing I've had to do in my life. They just wasn't doing anything. Like I said, they had a good attacking options, but a lot of it was recycled stuff, you know, passing it from side to side. Like I said, the second half it did pick up with players like Esteval coming on, giving a bit of energy. Obviously, I was a bit disappointed by Gittins, because I was hoping he would come on and change it, and he couldn't really put his foot on the ball. And, you know, just overall, the performance just lacked anything. We didn't really have it. We obviously had a few moments of creativity, like when, you know, the ball came across in the second half, Delap left it, Garnacho could have scored, or when the ball came to Badiashile, he flicked it back, it went through to Esteval, and Esteval tried to take it on his right. They are moments that you're like, oh, exciting, but other than that, nothing else really happened in the game that was excitement. It was just basically us dominating Pafos, trying to break down a 5-back, and we just couldn't do it. And instead of, you know, doing over, like Joe Cole said on the commentary, you had moments where Neto had the ball on the right, and he was trying to take him on, and they were doubling up on Neto. So you think that maybe in those moments where we're so attacking and Pafos aren't really attacking us, get Gusto to make an overlap, switch it up, do something new. But we just wasn't. We was doing the same things over and over again, giving it to Neto, giving it to Garnacho, trying to take people on, and just trying to ping a ball into the box. Other than that, we didn't do anything. Like I said, we had a good few chances with Caicedo from long range, but that's about it. Other than that, there was nothing else created or any creativity that was being brought out of the team. And like I said, I don't like being negative because I really don't. But that game didn't fill me with any confidence at all. You know, you would hope at this point we'll start seeing some patterns of play or a bit of exciting football, but I am seeing nothing. Yes, we're getting the wins, but it is not like it's not like we're going out there and, you know, impressive. Like I said, against a team like Pafos, we should be beating them at least 2-3-0. I know that's, you know, talking down to them, but we should be. The amount of chances we had tonight, the fact we only won 1-0 is crazy, and the fact that we won at all is crazy because of we didn't actually do anything to deserve to win, you know, but we did create plenty of chances. So the fact that we only won 1-0 is just crazy. You know, I'm all on board the Liam Rosenior train. I want to believe in him because I want to believe any manager who's the Chelsea manager, but seeing that tonight has really, you know, has really drained a little bit of hope, I'm not gonna lie, because tonight we needed a strong performance. We needed a good solid 2-3-0 win, comfortable. After seeing us play against Brentford and getting that lucky 2-0 win, we needed a strong performance tonight, and it just wasn't the one. Obviously we've got a game on Sunday against Crystal Palace. Obviously they're falling apart at the moment with everything that's going on, but I mean, if we play the way we did tonight against Pafos, against Crystal Palace, I think we could even lose that. But like I said, I don't like being negative at all. I try to be as positive as I can, but tonight there wasn't very much glitter or anything about the performance. It was just very bog standard. We went in there, got the 1-0 win, did the job, and that was it. And it just drained the hell out of me, and I'm sure I'm not the only Chelsea fan who feels this way, because that game was draining as heck. But yes, it's obviously going to be a shorter video today, but let's get into sorry guys, let's get into the good players, if there was any, and the bad players. My bad player tonight was Liam Delap. Obviously, I do understand he wasn't getting any service and people weren't playing the ball, but I do also think as a striker, you need to get yourself involved. You need to become, if you're not receiving the ball in the front, you've got to come deeper to collect the ball. You know, get involved in the play, and he just didn't. He was just non-existent for the whole first half. Even into the second half, he just didn't really do much. I do get what people are saying, without the service, they can't play like that. You know, it's the same with Haaland at City. You know, 1 minute they're quiet and then they come alive. But Liam Delap just didn't show any of that. I feel like this was a big moment for him tonight against a team that aren't the best, for him to step up, and he just did not step up. So Liam Delap was not was my bad player of the night. And I haven't really thought about this because I don't think anyone actually stood out and shined for me tonight. But overall, probably the top player of the night for me was Enzo Fernandez. He had a very good game, very, very solid game, as he always is. He looked like the most liveliest player out there. He did put the ball in the back of the net, but obviously it was disallowed. But he did look like the most liveliest Chelsea player on the field. Did his job. I think he played well overall, good at leading the team. So yeah, that would be the good player, if there is any good players of the night, which is obviously Enzo Fernandez. But yes, guys, I'm sorry this has been a bit of a moany video, but I just don't like. This is why I do these videos, is to be completely transparent and give my thoughts after the game. I'm not going to, you know, absolutely glaze a performance when they didn't perform well at all. We should, like I said, be beating Pafos 2-3-0, and the fact we scraped a 1-0 is just mental to me. We had plenty of chances. We just didn't seem to have any creativity of how to break a 5 back down. But on to the next game. Hopefully more positivity in the next video when we play Crystal Palace. Hopefully maybe a bit of a different style for Chelsea, rather than just us kicking it from one side to the other. Who knows? But yes, guys, thanks so much for enjoying. Thanks so much for watching these videos. If you guys enjoy these videos, please do. So I was laughing at the video in the background there. I think it's Daniel Sturridge doing a little dance. Please do, if you guys enjoy these videos, please hit the like button. If you are brand new around here, please do hit the sub button. It does help me massively. Like I said, I'm on an adventure this year. I'm going to be as consistent as I can throughout the year. Even when the season ends, I'm going to look at maybe doing some World Cup content, or maybe even doing some in real life stuff, show you my football shirt collection, whatever you guys want to see. But yes, thanks so much for watching. Like I always say, like the video and hit the sub button, and I'll see you dudes do that in the next video.